Hello everyone, welcome back. In our previous video, we were able to see how to use relative, absolute, and mixed references in Excel. In this video, I want to show you how you can apply each of these in conditional formatting. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please consider subscribing right now as it will help the channel grow. Thank you, and let's get started. So when we want to apply conditional formatting using this references style, we just have to come to our home tab here, then click on conditional formatting. Then select from here, you click on new rule, and what you select is use formula to determine which cell to format. Okay, now for this our first example, I want to show you how you can check individual cells and compare it with one specific cell. Okay, so for each of these individual cells, we want to compare it with one specific cell. In our case now, we want to compare with B2. So we are going to make this absolute, this B2, since it is the one we are comparing with. So for any cell that is greater than B2, we want to add a conditional format to it. Okay, and that's what we're going to do here. So if I should select all this and then click on my conditional formatting, new rule, I will click on use formula to determine which cells to format. Once I click on this, the formula I want to type now is for this A1, which is our main starting point, I am going to leave it relative so that as it goes through, it will be able to detect where the cell is greater than our B2. Okay, so that means I will have equal to here A1, which is now relative, is greater than B2. Okay. Then I'll use F4 to make it absolute so that it remains fixed. Then for my no format set, for my formatting, I'm going to select this blue. So wherever I have such a condition, it should color it blue and OK. So you can see where I have a cell that is greater than B2 is in my D2, which is 9. Okay, so 9 is greater than 8. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is how we now format based on rows. Okay, no longer based on cells, but on rows. And here we want to use our column A specifically. So in this our column A, the individual cells that we have in column A, we want to compare them across using a specific cell which we are going to leave fixed. In this case, B3. Okay, so this B3 now, we are going to have it as absolute. Then we compare each of the cells that we have in column A. Okay, in column A. So where we have any cell in column A greater than the value we have in B3, the entire row, okay, the entire row of that column will contain our conditional format. So we just select all this, then come to conditional formatting, new rules, use formula, and then A1, we use F4 to ensure we have it well formatted, and B3, still use F4 to have the absolute value. Then we also color this blue and click on OK. So you can see where we have our value greater than B3 is in row 2, and the entire row 2 has been formatted with blue. Okay. The last example here is also to show how you can also color row wise, okay, based on the condition that you provide. So in this case now, we are not fixing the value in our B cell. What we are doing is we are using row A to compare we are using column A, to compare column B respectively. So the respective cells of the column A and the column B will be compared. And we want to ensure that where we have the cell for column A greater than column B is the row that we color, okay, conditionally. So it means when we select all this and click on new rules formula, we are going to be using a mixed referencing, okay, where we are keeping our A fixed as well as our B fixed, and just the numbers of the rows that will be changing, okay? So that means if we have A1, we are going to make it relative with A being fixed, and then greater than B1, which will also be relative with B being fixed, and 1 having the ability to change, okay? So that we can now have B2 also comparing as well as B3 also comparing. So we format this with blue and we click on OK. And that is it. So you can see where we have A1 greater than B1 is in our first row. Okay, for others, you can see that A is always less than B. A is less than B. But in our first row, A is greater than B, and so the entire row has been formatted in such a way. And that brings us to the end of this very video on using references in conditional formatting. If you're able to find this video, please like the video, share and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It will really help us. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.